We are going to continue with our coverage here of the Jennifer Hudson and the Hudson family murders trial, with William Balfour being found guilty on all counts of the murders of Jennifer Hudson's mother, brother, and nephew. Linda, as you know, we've been discussing this. This is the jury that reached a verdict today that just earlier today said that they were split. I told the judge they didn't think they were going to be able to make a decision. The judge said go back and try again. Presumably, that split must have been somewhat lopsided for them to reach a guilty verdict on all these counts, after earlier today saying that they thought, at least on some of them, that they were not able to.
Well, we don't know what's in the minds of the jurors. There are people who try to figure that out, and so right now we're going back out to Ravi Bechwal, and along with him is a jury consultant who might be able to give us some insight on this. Ravi?
Well, Linda, you can certainly count on that. Earlier, when the judge was told by the jury that they were split, he was told how split they were. The judge did not share that with the reporters who were in the room, but you can imagine that there was at least more than one person who was disagreeing with the rest of the group. Joining me right now, Alan Tuerkheimer, a Chicago-based jury consultant who's been watching this ever so closely. Alan, what happens in a situation like that when they say they're split, they go back to the judge, and the judge says, hey, get back to work. You've got what you need to make a decision.
It means that they're in there for the long haul, and they really have to buckle up. And as seriously as they were taking it, now they have to take it even more seriously and step it up and come to a decision. So it's an important factor when the judge says that. And also, it's a weekend. The jurors have been sequestered. Some of them are getting antsy. They really want to look at the evidence, go through everything, and come to a decision, and that the judge empowered them to do that.
In your experience, what does that kind of pressure do to those jurors who are presumably in the minority?
There is certainly pressure. It depends on how the dynamic was. Maybe if it was 11-1, that's certainly different than if it was 8-4 and that type of split. So it just really depends on the personalities, the alliances that were formed. But there is pressure, and even if it's subconscious, the jurors you don't want to be the one person holding up 11 others. It's tough to express and put forward your point of view in the face of 11 others who think that they know the case and they feel strongly about it and want to get on with their lives.
That being said, earlier I had said I've always been impressed by how jurors take their civic duties so clearly and so seriously, and they will not quickly come to any kind of decision just for the sake of, it's the weekend, Mother's Day is ahead of us. Is that even the situation in a high-profile case like this, where everybody's waiting for such an important decision?
Absolutely. Jurors, there's a lot of disconnect. Jurors coming in to serve on a jury oftentimes feel frustrated, they don't want to deal with it, but afterwards, jurors, like you just said, they feel honored to do it, they feel like they did their job, and this jury doesn't seem any different. It sounds like they were diligent, they went through everything they needed to, they asked questions when there was something that they wanted clarification on, and they did their job, and they took it seriously.
And they got it done before the weekend. Well, we'll see. It's still 18 hours of deliberations. That's a lot.
Yes.
All right. Alan Tuerkheimer, thank you very much. Jury consultant here in Chicago. That's an insight on what the human dynamic is in a room like that with so much pressure, so many eyes waiting for a verdict. But again, just to reiterate, we've got a guilty verdict on all counts, unanimous decision, all 7 counts against William Balfour. Back to you in the studio.